Hello, beautiful people. So I pulled out schizophrenia from my deck here, and God wants me to speak on it for some reason. So let's go. I also got practicing people as they are, not as you want them to be. So I'm showing up obedient, and we're going to talk about something. And if this resonates, if you've been dabbling in schizophrenia topics, or maybe feeling like you are a bit schizophrenic, or maybe you're severely, or maybe a family member, something about this is coming up. It's a very, very steady topic of mine, and I have something to share with you about it that you're looking for, or else you wouldn't be here, because that's how energy works. It attracts what it needs to it, and let's go. So schizophrenia, it's a genetic. It takes a quick diagnosis. It can take, so there's certain genes. It affects the frontal and temporal lobe, language comprehension, auditory perception, atopic memory, changes in ability to focus, socialize, perceive pain, awareness. It's excess dopamine. So a lot of people are on the internet and overly hyped up on dopamine. Just know this is a safe space. Like, I prayed over the space. It's safe. You're protected here. If you're overwhelmed, if you're being hit with everything right now, let's get through this, because somebody's going through something. I feel like I'm here to ground you into your body and make you feel safe. So let's talk. Let's calm down. Let's breathe. Let's attach ourselves to this moment. You don't have to go anywhere else. Just be right here with me. Don't let anything pull you out of the peace of now. So excess dopamine is the opposite of depression. It's a very impulsive, trouble controlling your emotions. It's basically your dopamine is all lit up. It affects your ability to take care of yourself, your hygiene, and to express your emotions. You feel withdrawn, paranoid, and you have trust issues. So practicing people as they are, not as you want them to be. What I've learned through the schizophrenic journey of crazy land is when I learned to have discernment and see people as they are, not as I wanted them to be. It was scary, because you start to see behind the veil of what people are hiding and what is actually maneuvering their being, their spaceship, their vessel, their temple. And there are entities attached to people, and you are either starting to see this or experience this. Heaven is worth it. Heaven is worth it. Let's see what you're going through here. David Icke, yeah. Guys, okay, so beautiful person on the other side of this camera. There is a divisive plan to conquer and divide people. Why? I don't know. But let's talk about what you're going through. I see a struggle for grasping reality and what's happening around you. I see your mind going through a bit of a conundrum. Like, I don't even know what a conundrum is, but that's the word. I'm just seeing a lot is happening to you. This is a very, very jumbled energy. So it's why I'm stumbling as well. And I know once I get into the rhythm of it and release some of your energy, we'll be able to balance this out a little bit better. So if you could take a breath and calm down. Connecting to you is a little challenging right now. So I'm gonna hit these chimes to just try to clear the energy. It's okay. You are safe. I'm gonna pray for you, actually. And don't this isn't religious, so, ooh, that one was loud, but we needed it, okay? We needed it. I'm sorry. Sometimes we just gotta banish energy, whatever that means. Because we live in this multi-layered reality where, yeah, we're in 3D because I'm talking to you in 3D, but I'm also working with the entities around you and the entities that are working through me as well. So when I say I'm going to pray for you, it's not like I'm a religious person and I'm trying to do nothing weird. I'm praying for you because whatever is causing this confusion comes from the darkness, the devil, whatever that may be. And that energy itself is polluting our channel right now. So I'm just going to work to cast it out a bit here. This place is holy. This place is safe. This space is sanctified with God's grace. I welcome holy love and light. In flesh we come, in spirit we fight. Hallelujah to the Most High forever and ever. Dark entities are only allowed to do so much. And right now they're working overtime to stop you from something because you either saw something, there's a light to you that's going to help benefit the planet and the world and bring in a new reality that's uplifting to society. Heaven is worth it because the new earth is bringing heaven to earth. David Icke is a being on earth that's deals with entity attachment because he devils, see what I'm saying? He dabbles into the realm of the dark entities that attack us. And attack, what does that mean? They attack. They want your physical reality so they can come into your body and enjoy a chocolate chip cookie through you. They can come into your body and enjoy sex. And entity attachment is so much more than we give it credit for. And we're working to bring back balance and harmony to society, to reality. Okay, so this, I believe this has something to do with like sexual demon or lust. I feel lust and sexual energy. Dangerously in love. I am in love with you. You set me free. Can't do this thing called life without you here with me. Like, something really wants to use your vessel for its lust pleasure. And that's so many things. We lust after, obviously, the flesh. It's very interesting energy. If I hurt your feelings, I do it with pure intention. I love you, but I love me more. I gotta protect my energy. That is not a crime. Kevin Gates. Okay, you have a lot of cleansing to do. I don't mean a lot like there's a whole bunch of work to do, but there is a darkness here. And it's trying to make you believe that you need to go get something to be normal. Like, okay, so I'm seeing something convince you that you're double-minded, that you're broken, you need medication. Someone's trying to get you to label yourself mentally ill or something like that, so that you go suppress it and then become codependent on a system of some kind that will suppress and deny you your heightened awareness of the heaven on earth that you can cultivate, that you can become. It wants to convince you that you're crazy. And it wants you to label. A scarlet letter came out here. And it's like it wants you to put this big writing on your forehead, and it wants you to walk around and look, feel. It needs you. It's trying to get you to submit. It's like, I'm gonna channel it really quick, unfortunately. So when I start talking, I'm speaking directly from its ugliness. You're unworthy. I am powerful. Submit to me. I am your savior. You need to do as I command. You're little, you're unworthy. You're not powerful. You're nothing without me. Like it has, okay, this is a really ugly darkness here that isn't going to win. So let's make that clear. Atlantis came out. Why is Atlantis here? We'll put that aside for now. Oh yeah, you're in a maze. A maze is a confusion. It's a bewilderment. It gives you multiple choices so you can get trapped. There's one way out. It wants you to believe you're stuck in a maze. It wants you to be confused. It wants you to pretend that, it wants you to play a role. And I want to cuss it out. Like I'm feeling like real protective. I feel like I need to protect you. Keanu Reeves ain't playing. This card comes out a lot. Neo, think about Keanu Reeves. The Matrix, the agents are after you. Use your imagination. And you've been woken up, right? Somebody comes to your computer and types, "You're the one." And he's like, "What? I'm at work. What you mean?" And it's, "No, you're the one." And that's the schizophrenic moment. It's like, come out. Come tap in. And he's just like, "What? I'm in the Matrix." No, like, but then he follows that guidance, and it starts to become clear that it's weird. It's definitely weird. But you're being guided out, because once he gets close enough to the truth, they remove that, they put that machine thing on his belly button and they pull that thing out. Go watch it if you've never seen it. That's very important. It's very important. They pulled the physical entity out of him that was controlling him, and it was part of the system to keep him suppressed. It's hard to accept, for sure. It's hard. Wherever you are, this is the subject, okay? This is the subject matter. We're talking about, the thought I was having when that came out was a possession. And I feel like the possession you're experiencing, it's trying to lower your frequency, your vibration, your energy enough to meet where it is in vibration, so that way you can feed it and fuel it to its desires. But it's not your desires. That's why you feel double-minded. That's why you're split. That's why you're jumping from heaven to hell, like you're in this back and forth energy. Again, David Icke is a very important person. Just Google him. If you already know of him, that's even better. But he is a light in our world, and he shines light on darkness. And that's what I'm trying to do here, is I'm trying to give you information so you can be the light, because we are all light. That is just fact. And yeah, your light's so bright. So Selena came out. Your light's so bright, and think about her manager offed her because she was jealous. And because her light was so bright, Selena, in my opinion, this is how it went down. Her light was so bright the entities couldn't get in, that they used something outside of her to take her out. So they went ahead and possessed her friend to take her out. Because if you vibrate high enough, if your light is so bright and you vibrate at a frequency that dark can't get to, it doesn't have the opportunity or chance. And right now we're in this time where it's time. So the male gaze came out. Okay, so I'm seeing something. I'm seeing how, so the male gaze, It's a feminist theory that describes how women are portrayed in media, straight male perspective that objectifies them for pleasure of the male viewer. It's eye candy. So this is some trick I've noticed in society is when I think I'm speaking to a woman. If I'm not, I'm speaking to a very innocent, pure soul that's youthful and in its feminine energy. But regardless, this is feminine energy, because specifically what I'm picking up on is you're being convinced that you need to put yourself on a platter for the gaze of men, meaning you're like trying to present yourself and you may not realize it's attention seeking or drawing the wrong attention is what I'm trying to say. Whatever it is that you're portraying or putting out there, it's drawing the wrong attention. And I've been seeing this beautiful girl, Tyla, falling into this trap. And I'm so trying to help her energetically, because I don't know her, but she's a good example of somebody who's falling for this trap. Her gorgeousness, this relates to what you're going through. So try to see what I'm saying here. She is one of the most beautiful women on the planet right now, inside and out. And she's falling a bit into temptation because she wants to be a singer, a dancer, and or a model, which she can do all of them. She's perfect for it all. But because how much darkness wants to attach to her light, she's losing a little bit right now, because I just saw another image of her. I've noticed she's had this pattern getting stronger and stronger. She has this provocative, it's almost pornographic photography version of herself where she's like bending over, basically saying, come inside of me. She's basically inviting the evil in. And it's sad because she doesn't need to do that. She's so, like, her dancing and her singing and her beauty, just her face. I mean, obviously you can do what you do, but there's a bit of, there's a difference when you're doing it for you and when you're doing it for the male gaze, because the male gaze is a designed trap to make women think they need to open their legs to get attention. And fully clothed women, like I'm seeing like a Muslim woman, like fully covered hair and everything, no matter what, and I never say go to the extreme, for sure. No extremes here. That to me and the other are both a little too much. But there's this neutrality that the darkness doesn't want us to find. And no matter what, feminine energy is always going to be chased by masculine energy, period. The hunt for feminine energy will always be there. And there's something about what you're doing that is inviting in energy that wants to steal, kill, destroy, take, RAPE. It wants to defile you. It's not there to, the way you're going about it, it's not to say that you can't have what it is you're looking for. It's like you're seeking some sort of validation or relationship or connection with the masculine energy, but it's the way you're going about it that's harming you, and it's creating this lustful entity attachment. Yeah. Sorry, friend. The mind plays tricks. The mind plays tricks. You're in a maze. It's really interesting. So when I sat here, I really felt that like I was needing to create this safe place for somebody. And I could see you out there in the world, like scrolling or doing what you do, but you want something so badly that you're falling into temptation, that you're not whole by yourself, that something outside of you is going to fulfill that void. God, this mofo comes out too, which is so weird. Actually, I can see why he might come out this time. because I don't follow none of that Hollywood stuff to the point where I would know, but if I were to guess, if it's not him specifically, I can see how people like him with that level of privilege and power, because again, this mofo is one of the most richest people out here, wealth, money wise, because you can be rich in other ways, friends. But people like this want the male gaze, want the support, the dark system. I don't know him personally, so I could be wrong, but something about the powers that be that run society, they really enjoy fondling and harming innocent, pure feminine energy. And I put male children in feminine energy until a certain point in maturity, they become usually more masculine. And there's masculine women, so, but that's not who I'm speaking to. That's not who I relate to. So the feminine energy on this planet is being attacked and trying to be convinced that they need to put themselves out there in ways that, like this whole I need to make a card about OnlyFans, because that's getting out of control. And I don't, no hate. What is that here? Britney Spears. You see what I'm saying? Britney Spears. She was one of them. You know, that's actually a perfect example, because it's the exact opposite. Because we look, we got Scarlett's Letter, Selena, and Britney Spears. We have a protector here, David Icke, and then we have a predator here, which is the Bill Gates. We also have a Keanu Reeves, which I would consider a protector energy. And Britney Spears was a perfect example of, she put herself out there in a way, they created her image in a way that it was destined to fail, doomed to fail. And that schizophrenia thing is interesting, because she went through mental breakdowns and all types of stuff. And still to this day, I love her. I bless her soul. I see her demise as a perfect example of the Disney trap, or the trap where a young feminine energy gives her power to the male gaze in a way that she loses. She lost, maybe not forever, but for a large part of it, she invited entities into her body, into her vessel, to control her in a way that took her from her purity. And that is not the way to go, guys. That is not the way to go, women, feminine energy, young, youthful people. Thoughts. Yeah, you gotta protect your thoughts. You have to. So what I'm seeing now, I'm seeing someone scroll through their media, which is a huge trap. We're in a beast system. The system is designed to trap you into the maze so you can't get out. There's one way out, which is the truth, which is purity, which is holiness. Separate. You have to separate. And I'm seeing someone scroll through their timeline, and they're seeing like beautiful women or whatever. They're seeing all the attention, like that Tyler girl. And it's like the way you're perceiving the data is that you need to do something to your physical to get the attention, something about that, in a way that the thoughts that you're creating, they're taking you away from your purity, like Britney Spears did. Oh, baby. Oops, I did it again. I can't even do her voice. But like, can you imagine the beginning her before she wanted to shave her head, which I've done, okay? I know that exact thing. I've shaved my head numerous 3-4 times now trying to get these mofos out of me. And I know that what that means and what it feels like to go through that, to be pure and innocent, and then to invite them in through my thoughts. Because my thought patterns was, I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy, I wasn't beautiful enough, or I had to try harder. There was always like this push, this masculine energy to it's ridiculous, because the purity of feminine energy is perfect in its essence, in its purest form. But it is predatory when it's not protected. Predators go after it when it's not protected. The same way a deer out in the wild is a deer represents feminine energy. It is not a masculine energy. Maybe a buck or whatever with the antlers, but I'm seeing how like a predator animal, which is out seeking blood to eat the flesh of the deer, it's a predator. It's designed to go and eat the prey. And you are showing up as this Bambi-like deer energy. And it's not your job to go out in the middle of the field and say, come get me, lions. I'm right here for you. Come eat me. No. Sit down. Go hide in the trees. Go hide. Stop. You're putting yourself out there in a way that is saying, come get me. Oh, Tyler, I feel for you, girl. I feel for you. Albert Einstein. Oh my gosh. What an interesting day. Woo! Guys, I'm feeling it. Okay. Albert Einstein. It's also the first yellow card that's come out, which is interesting. So something interesting I learned about Albert Einstein was he wasn't that nice of a person. I didn't know that. And he started off this brilliant dude, right? We all know his brilliance. But the romantic side of him, or the part where he was like in relationships, was really bad. Like controlling, abusive, like look. Oh man, I don't know how to tell you to look it up, but there's this woman that made a beautiful video about him. I wonder if I can find the link. I might put it in the description or the comment section, but she did a beautiful job telling the story about his origins or how it all began or whatever. And he was not the best guy. Like, he was brilliant for society, but he was horrible behind the scenes. Like, not cheating, but in ways that you just wouldn't expect. And it's just unbeknown to the deer. You don't realize you're out in this field just eating grass. You don't realize predators are watching you. There are predatory energies observing you right now that you need to be more thoughtful of. Yes. Experiment came out. Ew. Emotional blackmail. Experiment. Controlling parent, demanding boss, manipulative partner, difficult friend. May try to stonewall you, manipulate, guilt, shame, threat, blame you into doing what they want. Exactly. There's an experiment at play on feminine energy to get into the psyche to get us into submission. And it started with taking away education for women and allowing men to control everything. That was part of the play. Because if they can dominate and control everything, they can fight their wars and be crazy. And we just have to go about it. We have to agree with it. We have to submit to it, because it gets so monstrous and crazy when we're just trying to eat grass in the field. The mind plays tricks. This came out in the beginning. The mind plays tricks. The trick is to, because feminine energy needs masculine energy and masculine needs feminine energy to create harmony and balance. Within first, always within first. because you have both, and then without, second. That harmony has to be inside first. But right now I'm speaking to a very imbalanced feminine energy, extreme feminine energy. You're polarized in that direction. And we have a lot of polarized men in the opposite direction with their masculine. And emotional blackmail is designed because women, to play on the woman emotion, to play on the feminine emotion. You know? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's to make you feel shameful, which is also Scarlet Letter. Scarlet Letter. I remember being in high school. I never read it because, I don't know. I sat there. I was struggling. I didn't make it through school, guys. But I was sitting there at that desk, and I remember them giving me this book, and I just looked at it and maybe read the first page or listened to the first chapter or something like that. And the teacher maybe was reading it. I don't remember. But I remember sitting there thinking like, I'm not going to read this book. It's so mean and evil and hurtful. Like, it just felt bad. And I literally remember leaving and never reading the book. Like, I skipped. I didn't really do school, guys. Just long story. But that vibe is to get women or feminine energy to submit to the patriarchy. And I love masculine energy. So it's not that I'm trying to bash men ever. Okay? We need y'all, especially David Ikes and Keanu Reeves. Okay? And the people that protect women, provider, protector, you know, those types, all day, every day. Okay? Polarity, exactly. Polarity. The thing about polarity is polarity maintains balance. That's the point of poles, to keep the harmony and balance. We never want to go too much to the extreme of one or the other. And sometimes I fall victim to that, especially because I came from this energy. My origins come from this energy. Fluoride, exactly. It's a systematic design. They want to feminize women or feminize men. They want women to be extremely feminine. They, for some reason, wanted to masculinate what meant women. Oh yeah, I think something went into retrograde recently. I see why I'm stumbling. But understand, so fluoride is, we're now understanding that this is pretty much in everything, and it's really, really, really bad for us. And like that experiment card that came out, that's all this is. They're freaking playing an experiment on us, guys. Do the math, mathematics. If you calculate the data and go with their extreme logic, you'll get the math that this is a design to keep you in a submissive slave-like state. Soul harvesting, exactly. This is soul harvesting. I'm gonna put these over here because I feel like I want, I don't know why, it doesn't really matter, but I just want 2 files. Yeah, Atlantis. You know, maybe why Atlantis came out is because, like, I'm seeing how Atlantis got polarized, and the extreme that they were taking it to created that demise of society. Oh, contracts and prism, exactly. I'm sorry that it is this way, but I see this design, strategic plan of long term. We got all these crazy controller people that want to dominate the world and control everybody because they're obviously working for the dark side, and they want us to be their subjects. They want us to submit. They want us to be obedient and do their labor, do their, you know. And this design, it says designed to refract light. At least one surface must be angled, angel. Elements with 2 parallel surfaces are not prisms. Triangle, glass, acrylic, fluorite. It's hard to see how dark and deep this actually goes, but it's happening at an entity level. This is beyond 3D. This is beyond what you can see with your eyeballs, okay? And the contracts, the signing of the contracts to put in place are designed so that the system and the beast will function on its own without any active participation from the controllers. So they create this monstrous system so that way everything will just kind of like go. And you are in the game. You are in the system, guys. For whatever reason, we're here, okay? For whatever reason, we're here. Chestnut checkers. I see no changes. All I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace the races. I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the race. Wasted. Joker. The Joker is... It's so funny. The bad guys are like the good guys. You know what I mean? Because to uphold their ridiculous acrobatic circus, they have to put people like this on movies and pretend that they're the bad guy. But if you watch anything and pay attention to truth, he's usually not the bad guy. He's like, and I know that he is. He does some crazy stuff. But it's more so about what the purity, because let's look at the feminine energy of the Joker, the passiveness, where it was like nurtured in him to be this. And I'm kind of seeing how it's like, in order to fight a monster, you got to be a monster. Think about like the deer in the field. If the lion runs up to you, yeah, you can run, but once it gets you, you have to fight. Some people have the fight response, right? And at some point, usually in a fight, in a battle of power or trying to take your soul harvesting energy, you're gonna have to fight back. And I feel like that's what the feminine energy and the Joker decided was, I'm not gonna be a bitch to your system. I'm not just gonna roll over and let you take it. Like, I'm gonna fight. You're gonna lose an eyeball. You're gonna be castrated. Something in the process is gonna happen to you if you think you're gonna get away with this. And I feel like that's the fight that you have to put up in this dynamic. You have to learn. You don't have to do shit, but to protect yourself, you should fight. You should fight against what is popular and be a little bit more of an outcast. I don't like how all those cards came out. Okay, that one said, no, bitch. If I hurt your feelings, I do it with pure intentions. I love you, but I love me more. I gotta protect my energy. That is not a crime. I'm a deer. You're attacking me. I gotta fight you. I got hooves. I'm about to put it in your eyeball. I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna kick your teeth out. Like, somehow God said, yes, lion, you can eat the gazelle, you can eat the deer, but I'm also gonna give the deer its hooves so it can F you up in the process so you don't get fat, and I'm gonna make it fast enough that it can run from you, so sometimes it does get away. And if you go after its baby, chestnut checkers, if you go after its babies, the mom might come and hurt you, or even the dad, the feminine energy deer male might come in and hurt you, you know? There's a balance. It's all balance. Lion King, okay? We all exist here together. There is a harmony. Right now it's too greedy. Right now it's way too greedy. The masculine dominating energy is getting out of control, way out of control. And women by nature are submitting because we naturally are harmonious with masculine energy. So we're just trying to go with the flow because that's what we do. As long as you need a savior, the savior will not be awakened inside of you. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, gosh, deers and their feminine energy. Yep, I just gotta, okay. It's okay. No distractions. So, burden. I just got a little insight to use this animal dick. And I'm not saying that. It sounded like I was saying animal penis. Gosh, exactly why it sounded like that though. Because we are, yes, part monkey, part ape, part whatever, whatever makes us more like related to the chimp or whatever. But we also got alien DNA, okay? Our ancestors are not only from Earth. We clearly have otherworldly intelligence. We clearly don't just belong with this ecosystem of animals. We're separate by far. And what I'm seeing is when I was saying animal deck and it sounded like penis, I was actually getting the download that it's like we can't just think with our animal penis or our sexual primal urges here, guys. And yeah, if we're in caveman land, sure, to survive, there's a different dynamic that we would be in. But right now, what I see is we're not going back to caveman. We're advancing and progressing to our alien DNA. We're more in alignment and harmony with evolution. We're not just gonna de-evolve here. Even though Atlantis, had a setback of some kind, maybe that was a failed experiment. Maybe that was something that our alien ancestors came in with and something about it failed. Or maybe it was absolutely successful and they ascended to another dimension that we don't even know about. Who knows? Yo, the hyena and the lion came out with the cobra at the bottom. See? Oh, what was that? The horse. Very submissive energy. Even though it's so regal and big, it's so submissive. Like a horse is definitely feminine energy because for some reason this big, bold, beautiful creature lets us control it when it should be free. It's like it's so okay with its lack of freedom. It's crazy. But the hyena and the lion came out for a reason. Because that's the kind of energy around you. Pride, greed, ego, lust. You're really showing up as this deer in my mind right now. And all these creatures are seeing as food that they want to eat and consume. And you're trying to eat the grass. I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman, it doesn't really matter. But you are a peaceful being trying to live in harmony with peace. And it's okay for the lion to eat deer. It's okay for the hyena to eat what it eats. But there needs to be a challenge. We don't need to just be putting ourselves out there on a platter for these creatures. And this cobra that was in the split, the buffalo. The cobra is kind of showing me this trance energy. Baby, whine for me, slow whine for me. Would you whine for me, slow whine for me? The time has come to show and prove. I've seen enough, I wanna feel the truth. Put your voodoo on me, babe. Kiss my lips, Caress me, babe. Show me how you do your magic, babe. That's R. Kelly. Interesting. Weird. That's what it is. Like, that's a perfect example. I need to make a card for him. Psychopath. He's not a psychopath, but he took advantage, you know? He took advantage. And that's what I'm seeing here, is this taking advantage energy. Mike Tyson is interesting. I just saw Mike Tyson because that's a different. You see how Mike Tyson is a little bit different. Okay, we ain't gonna go there. But there's this. Animals of prey and feminine energy of humans, because it's weird to think of a feminine child energy or a woman as prey to a man. That's not right. That's not harmonious. That's not balanced. That's weird. That doesn't make sense. If that's how things are supposed to be, that doesn't seem right, right? Most people would agree that's not right. But the Cobra energy is really showing me this I think I need to read it and then maybe I'll know what I'm trying to say. Because sometimes when I get blocked like that, that's what it is. It's like I need to know what the book says about it. There's a tiger. There's a gazelle. All right, come on, Cobra. Where you at though? Where they at though? Where they at though? Where they at though? If you don't know what that is, I swear to God, it's the funniest thing on the planet. A news reporter just like breaks up the energy one day. He's sitting there and he goes, he's just chilling. He's doing the newscast and his little coworker is boring and he's just chilling. He's like, hey, where they at though? Where they at though? And he just breaks it up and it's so funny. I can't handle it. Okay. I will laugh at that for the rest of my life. Cobra. Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The Cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The Cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the Cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who lead us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I know what. A student of life, humble and wise. So when out of balance, know-it-all and egocentric. To bring into balance, take a class and study. So now I see when a student is ready, the teacher appears. It's very interesting because that R. Kelly reference, when the student is ready, when the feminine energy is ready, because that's what happened, like the feminine young girl, basically parents handing over their children to him, and he became their teacher. And that happens a lot with feminine energy. The youth can be deceived easily by older people. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of that. We see Tyla being influenced by whatever circle she's now in. I see her partying up, which on the positive side, I truly see her being great. And when she gets like, you know, she's gonna be great. But I just, at this moment, she might have one little moment where she F's up, and we all do, we all F up. So I hope she makes it. But there's a bit of a seductive energy here with this Cobra that's like, whine for me, do it for me. I have you in this trance because I want it. I'm selfish and I want you to, instead of, I'm going to be a fat lion and just sit here and I'm going to seduce you to me, dear. That's the type of energy. That's not the balance. No, get your fat ass up and go hunt the deer. Stop being lazy and do your job, masculine energy. Go do your work. Don't have the feminine energy come to you. That's where the imbalance is created. That's the seduction I'm seeing there. Someone's being seduced into a submissive, because that is natural to you. You feel that natural need to submit, but it's what you're submitting to that's causing you harm. I don't need to dig into, shut up. Protect your energy, my love. Protect yourself. Psychopath. A manipulative, plays with emotions, disassociates from their actions, less guilt, defies social expectation. Smooth operator, too smooth operator. Like, you have someone around you, okay? Casanova. Very, very attractive energy. Psychopath energy is very attractive. Alluring. Because, first of all, it's not real. It's a fantasy. It doesn't feel. It has no feeling but to dominate and control things. Look, smooth operators, compliments others and makes others feel good. No empathy, dishonest, narcissism, and superficial charm. A psychopath is developed, it's a nurture, just like the Joker, which is the other polarity of the Joker, where I talked about its feminine side. Now let's talk about its crazy side. Once it turned crazy, it decided to suppress its feminine nature and just became the psychopath. It went from I'm a victim to I'm now gonna victimize, you know? And you have to be very thoughtful and assess and discern people and their intentions, and especially your own. Because if you want to be the pure, innocent deer that eats grass and frolics in the forest with its other deers and has a good old time around the bonfire and have that good vibes, there's something about the way you're going about it that's you're just going to fall into a hole and get trapped in this maze of seduction, lust, and need for power. And it's going to try to convince you that you're the crazy one, that you fell in the hole. Why you fall in the hole, stupid? Like, what? The occult, supernatural, mystical, and spiritual beliefs. This is occult magic. This is the system that has been designed to support the psychopaths, because psychopaths run society. Because for whatever reason, the power, the greed, the lust, the evil that has taken over the world has decided to come in this kind of way and take over everything. And as it churns, we're getting into this energy of like survival mode, because it's getting weird. We don't even know how to survive anymore. So we're just like imbalanced and confused on what to do. We don't have the basics anymore. We're not in balanced, regular ass harmony where we just get to focus on the day. No, we're focused on next month, next year, 5 years, 10-year plans. Might as well start focusing on our next lifetime at this point. No, today matters. What you do in the moment matters. So your actions and how you react and how you interact is really important right now. If you want to, because again, Heaven is Worth It came out. It's trying to say that the occult is the mathematics of the maze that you're in, this trap system that's trying to lure you into the trap, this lazy lion that's sitting up on the with a fat belly and all his lionesses in the back looking sick. No, it's not like that. Like, you need to keep the I'm not like Jafar, you know? No, that's not Jafar, that's Aladdin. Scar. It's like Scar when he had the pride versus Mufasa or Simba, when there was respect to the way that those characters kept the balance. Scar came in there with his like evilness that didn't work. Hermetics, come on, Hermetics. Yeah, the principles of Hermetics, that's really interesting that came out. As within, so without. All right. Smooth operator, too smooth. Hermetics. A philosophical and religious system based on the teachings of Hermetic. Oh, come on. I know what I want. Hermetics was a modernist poetic movement that originated, I don't care where it originated from. Hermetic works were characterized by unconventional structure, illogical sequence, and subjective language. It can also refer to subjects that are mysterious or difficult to understand. It can refer to something that's airtight, which comes from the belief that Hermetics invented a magical seal to keep vessels airtight. It's based on a hierarchy and initiation and taught esoteric philosophy, astrology, tarot, and neomancy. Hermetic Kabbalists believe that the tarot cards are key to the tree of life. That's not what I wanted to know. Oh, here we go. So the 7 universal laws of Hermetics. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. I think that was all 7, but I didn't count. Usually when I think of Hermetics, I imagine the principles as this understanding that things are balanced. Things need to be in balance. There's a as within, so without. You know, everything needs to be in this harmonious rhythm. And instead, what we're seeing in society today is a whole bunch of non-rhythmic imbalances where don't nobody know what to do, okay? We're all confused. And I think that's the point. I think that's the point of strength, actually, because survival of the fittest seems to be the most logical thing to me. That makes the most sense to me, because in a time of severe deception and confusion, to find the truth is a very powerful thing. And if you want to be, I know I'd be looking down. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm in my head. But to be aligned with truth and to be a balanced being, it requires a lot of discernment, you know? To be surrounded by all this dark, all this evil, all this craziness, and to be sane enough to not go with it, to not participate, to not flow into the wrong direction, I think that shows true strength. I think that's like a symbol of, that's when your light shines the brightest. That's why Jesus is the truth, okay? And I don't know what that means all the way, but he certainly represents the narrow path, the being that when you read the book and be like, oh, this is crazy, and then he just comes in the picture like flipping tables, like, F your monetary system. You don't own me. I am free. I serve God. I serve my Father in heaven. Like, he just came in the picture like, but then he would go up to the prostitute and be like, let me rub oil on your feet. Like he would find the loving innocence and the truth, and also stand up against the monster and the evil. He could look directly in you, you know, like that energy is what we're looking for. We're trying to be discerning of that. And in all this deception to convince you that you need to go become something that you're not, and to alter your being and to be schizophrenic and fall into give your choice away, your ability to choose. No, we need to be better. We need to choose truth, love, balance, harmony, protect ourselves, honor ourselves. And we need to stop supporting these big monsters. Anything that's in excess needs to go. That's just what it is. If you're doing it all the time, if it's everywhere all the time, then something's wrong. That's not the way to go. If it's popular, there becomes a bit of an imbalance, and I don't know how to say that fully, but I'm trying. So I just felt like the energy got dark. Okay. Some lavender. Okay. Some peace. Breathe some peace. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. And say no. Say no like the buffalo. Look at that beautiful buffalo. Look what they did to the buffalo. Talk about imbalance. I think about that all the time. That's it. Think about what they did to the buffalo. There were so many of them. It was beautiful. And then they just took them all out. Gosh, you crazy people. So that's what I have. Thanks for watching.